All right, y'all. So the other day, someone requested that I make a video ranking all of the original 151 Pokemon, and I thought that was a fantastic idea. So that's what we're going to be doing here today. Now, I do want to give a little bit of a warning, okay? My opinions may not be your opinions, okay? You might not like a lot of the opinions I have, but I stand by all of them, okay? So let's get into it. Now, I did go ahead and add an extra rank down here past D, okay? And these are Pokemon that I think absolutely just should not have ever been created, okay? I think they don't add any value to the game or to the show or to whatever the case may be. And I just don't think they should have ever existed. All right, we're going to start with Bulbasaur, okay? Because, you know, he is the first starter here on the list, all right? Now, personally, this is the starter that I choose, okay? I personally love Bulbasaur, okay? But compared to a lot of the other Pokemon on this list, he's just a weak little bastard, okay? And so for that reason, we're throwing him in C. He's a comfortable C. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about every single Pokemon on this list because there's 151 of them, and that would just be way too long of a video. Okay, but next up, we're going to go with Ivysaur. Okay, I feel like that makes the most sense. All right, Ivysaur isn't that cool of a Pokemon, okay, but cooler than Bulbasaur, so we're going to throw Ivysaur in B. Then, of course, we got my boy Venusaur. Okay, Venusaur is SS, for sure. For sure, God tier. Okay, we're going to change that, yeah. God tier. Yeah, Venusaur fits that category for sure. Now, we're not going to stick in order the whole time, okay? I feel like that might get boring. We're going to skip around a little bit here. I think these two Pokemon right here, okay? What do we got? Muck and who's this guy? Grimer, is that his name? I think that's who he is, okay? But like these two absolutely should not exist. Why do we need purple sludge piles, okay? Get them out of the game. Get them out of the franchise. Just they should have never been made. And while we're at it, go ahead and throw these little guys in here too. Okay, I don't think these have any use. Okay, like what the hell are these five Pokemon right here? Okay, I think the game doesn't change at all without these five. I don't think any Pokemon lover loves Pokemon less if these five weren't around. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But all right, Pikachu's little bitch ass. Pikachu's honestly pretty overrated in my opinion. I'm gonna throw him in C tier. Okay, he's not that special to me. But Raichu, on the other hand, Raichu's an S tier. Raichu's a fabulous Pokemon. All right, let's get back on track here. Let's go with Charmander. All right, I think it's only fair. Okay, if Bulbasaur is my favorite starter and he's in C, I think it's only fair if Charmander go in D. Okay. That makes the most sense. Now, this is my favorite starter, and he's a C tier, okay? So, I'm holding these Pokemon to a very high standard. Let's find Charmeleon a home, okay? What are we thinking about Charmeleon? Honestly, I feel the same about Charmeleon that I feel about Ivysaur, okay? I feel like Charmeleon's a B tier. That's fair enough. Honestly, I feel like Charmeleon's a higher B tier than Ivysaur is, if that makes sense. But not quite A. Not quite A tier. Charizard though, okay. We'll give Charizard S. We'll give Charizard S tier, okay. Charizard's not in the God Pokemon, but Charizard is he's cool, okay. He passed the vibe check. All right, I'm gonna get a little sexist here. I don't think these two should exist either. Actually, these three. Matter of fact, okay. I think there was no use in duplicating this Pokemon, okay. I think one version was fine. All right, the polys are all god for even Poliwag, dude. All the polys, okay? All the polys are god tier. Absolutely fucking love those. Squirtle, he's a little bitch. Wartortle, you know what? He's an A tier. I like Wartortle. I feel like him and Blastoise are probably on the same level for me though. Okay, they're both solid Pokemon, but they're not up here. Okay. All right, these these five right here, they're all going in the shouldn't exist. Okay, why? First of all, these two Pokemon are essentially the same thing. They're just shells. Okay, completely different animals, but they're just shells. Okay, and that's just weird. Maybe Butterfree gets a pass. Okay, we could put Butterfree in D tier. All right, we'll let Butterfree live, but all the rest just absolutely not, okay? The game doesn't change in my head without all of these Pokemon in it, okay? Ninetales, that's an instant S. All right, not instant God tier actually. I'm gonna go ahead and put all the Abracadabra and Alakazam in S tier as well. I think that lineup is pretty perfect. I'm not gonna lie. These three are like ride or die right here. You feel me? All right, Ponyta, that's a C, but Rapidash, that's an S. All right, Ekans, that's a C, but Arbok, that's an S. Dragonite, I absolutely love Dragonite. We'll throw Dragonite in God tier, along with both Mews. Okay, I feel like those are pretty fair opinions. And while we're at it, just throwing a bunch of things in God tier, let's put all the evolutions up here. Okay, I think everybody who's watched any of my content knows that I'm putting all of these in God tier. Okay, we honestly might make a special tier just for the evolutions because they're that high above everything else on my list. Snorlax, okay, he's gangster. Okay, we'll throw him in S tier. He a little chubby, but we don't discriminate. These two are fucking retarded. These two are fucking retarded. Meowth, he a badass. He a tier. Okay, but Persian, is that his name? Persian? What is this? I don't fucking know. Someone tell me below. I'm gonna go ahead and say D tier, honestly. Not a fan. Ditto, we're gonna throw an A, okay, because that could be anything, you know? Maybe this is an evolution. You never know, okay? It's Ditto. Lickitung. Lickitung, I feel like would be very popular these days with the current state of memes in 2026. I feel like Lickitung would be very popular. We'll throw Beedrill in A. Beedrill's pretty beefed up, okay? Pidgey, you're going in D. These two mice are going in D. Every time I see this fucking Pokemon, I just think of that old McDonald's card, okay? So this card's also getting D. Vulpix, I like Vulpix. Vulpix gets B for sure. It's a decent Pokemon. These both get C. All right, this might be a crazy take, but Geodude. All right, Geodude's A tier, but both of his evolutions, ass. Hate him. You're telling me we got this cool ass rock dude, and he evolves into this ugly, fat bastard. Okay, now we do discriminate. Matter of fact, okay, that's always pissed me off. I always see this, and I'm like, that guy evolves into something like Onyx, you know, like something badass. Like I think this rock should evolve into like a cooler rock, not this ugly piece of shit. But Onyx, we'll go ahead and put Onyx in S tier. Onyx is a fantastic Pokemon. Always been one of my favorites. We'll throw these stupid fucking fish and shouldn't exist. Throw this stupid shell and shouldn't exist. I was always a fan of the Haunter and Grimer. Is that these two names? Gengar, not Grimer. I'm actually an idiot. Yeah, I've always been a fan of those. I think A tier's comfortable for them. Okay, now as much as I was being sexist earlier, I am a big fan of Nidoran. Okay, I think that the Nidoking and that whole, you know, the whole evolution is pretty ganged up. To be honest, I think B, A, and S fit those three pretty comfortably. The list is starting to fill up pretty nicely here. Okay, I'd say we're like halfway through. All right, let's go ahead and throw Moltres up here in God tier. Let's throw Zapdos up here in God tier. Articuno, we'll do S tier. I feel like that's fair. D. Mr. Mime has always been one of my favorites. We'll do A, not quite S. Aren't one of these two named Slowpoke? Or am I making shit up here? I could be completely wrong. I feel like one of these two is Slowpoke. We're throwing both of those in D tier, okay? Nothing special to me. Machop, Machoke, and Machamp, okay? Absolute gang members. Absolute beasts, okay? We'll go ahead and throw those in A. All right, Psyduck. Psyduck is an S tier Pokemon. Absolute S tier. But Golduck, C. All right, C at best, actually. I've always liked the bats. Okay, we'll throw the bats in C. These two probably shouldn't fucking exist. This little guy's a fucking purple cotton ball. He shouldn't exist. I'm gonna throw this whole fucking set in D. I feel like coughing and wheezing are B tier, okay? They're not, like, when I see them, when I collect them, I put them in my binder because I think they're cool, but they're not, like, my favorite. I don't sleeve them, okay? They just go in the binder. I feel like that's a good way to look at it. They're like, they're binder cards, but they're not sleevable cards, all right? I wouldn't waste a top loader on them. Cubone, though, which one's Cubone? I actually don't know. Am I a bad Pokemon fan? All right, well, I'm going to put Cubone, an A tier. I'm gonna put Big Cubone, and also A tier. Okay, I feel like that's fair. Sorry, I don't know his name. This little guy, okay, honestly, I would put him in shouldn't exist, but he's got like such like a memorable face. Okay, I feel like Pokemon would be a little bit different without this stupid little guy. This thing on the other hand, this is like I have never understood why this Pokemon exists. Okay, Jinx, is that what this is? I don't understand why they made I don't know. We're gonna go ahead and throw that C tier, okay? Fuck it, C tier. We got the crabs, okay. I feel like they're not too special. Well, we're gonna throw them in D tier. If you guys haven't noticed, it takes a lot to impress me, okay? Gyarados, my guy. God tier. Aerodactyl, okay, this might be a crazy take. This might be the craziest take. I'm not sure how people feel about Aerodactyl, but shouldn't exist. Not a fan. Just not a fan. Not a Pokemon that I care anything about. Never has been. Fucking God tier. Like D and C makes sense here. Electabuzz. If you guys have ever played Pokemon, is it Pokemon Snap? I believe. For the Nintendo 64. This little guy, he's just like he brings so much energy. I'm gonna put him A. Also, I've rethought about it. I'm putting this fucker in shouldn't exist. I'm absolutely pissed. Okay, they did Geodude dirty. All right, I'm pissed. Hypno can go in C. Okay, I'm not mad at Hypno. Hypno don't piss me off. Sandshrew and Big Sandshrew. Okay, we're gonna put you in D, and we'll put you in B. All right, just cause you look cool. Pidgeotto and Pidgeot, I have been kind of skipping. I've been kind of intentionally skipping these two, okay, because I'm not exactly sure how I feel about them. I'm thinking A and S. I feel like that's a comfortable rating. I feel like that's fair. These two birds, fuck them. Okay, they don't mean anything to me. These two probably shouldn't exist. Look, I get they had to fill out like the ecosystem, you know, they had to make tons of different options, but they could have done something cooler. This is just a fish. Ghastly, I fuck with Ghastly. I'll say A. These two are a fucking fire combination. I'm actually gonna put both of these in S. Magikarp, we'll do C, alright. I think Magikarp and Pikachu are on the same level for me, if that says anything. Porygon, I'll move you up to S just for being unique, okay? Just for being cool. Lapras will be an A, that seems fair. Just trying to see if there's any others that I just really don't care about before we move on here. All right, this guy right here, Taurus, I believe is how you say it. I have him. What game is it? Oh my gosh, now I'm gonna have to pull out all my DS games. I have him on one of my save files somewhere, and he's an absolute tank. Okay, I have him beefed the fuck up. So honestly, we're gonna put him in God tier. I fuck with Brody. Honestly, don't give a shit. I feel like fucking Magmar's cooler than half these fucks. Okay, Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff, you know. The Dodos. I kind of like the Dodos. I feel like it's weird to say that this one shouldn't exist, but this one should exist. Okay, but I kind of fuck with bro. We're going to put him in C tier. Those two are both D's. That doesn't even look evolved. He just looks like he's got a new mood. Okay, he's not really, he didn't change much. If that's your fucking glow up, man, I'm so sorry. Raiden, I have him in a save too. He's also a fucking tank. We'll put him S tier. Who's this? What is this guy's name? I can't even like come up with a guess. Chansey? Oh my god, it is. Okay. Chansey. Okay. I like you gotta go and shouldn't exist if I couldn't even come up with your fucking name. Okay, some of these I've had a little bit of trouble on, but that one I didn't even have a fucking guess. Even though I got it right. I mean. Alright, these two right here I've been skipping over because I don't know how to feel about them. They've always kinda, you know what? We're putting these both in B. I like these two. That's how I feel about them. I also just realized this is right and I took the wrong fucking one. So I'm going to put them both in S, honestly. Here is my list, okay? It might look a lot different from your list. Feel free to share yours. Overall, I'd say the Polys, the Evolutions, okay, Mew, we got Gyarados, fucking Moltres, okay, you know, all the real gang members. Venusaur, of course. All right, S tier. Okay. I feel like S tier has some pretty solid bangers that could potentially move up. Okay. You know what? We're gonna do a little bit of rearranging here. Okay. I feel like some of these rankings might have been a little unfair. I feel like I like the look of that better. Okay. I think I like the look of that better. This feels closer to my honest opinion. All right. A tier, okay. These are all solid Pokemon. Pokemon I don't got anything bad to say about, but they're not quite up to par. Okay, B tier, these are all fine Pokemon, they're just kind of weak. Okay, they're not ones you take into battle, okay? C tier, same thing, just even weaker. Okay, they're okay Pokemon. They're just, you know, a little overrated and a little pathetic, okay? D tier. These are Pokemon that like I hit run away when I encounter these Pokemon in the tall grass. Okay, I don't fight them, I don't catch them, I just leave. Okay, they're just boring to me. And then these ones right here. If I'm fighting one of these and I don't really care, I'll just shut the game off. I won't even save. Okay, I'm not. These just all kind of piss me off. So yeah, definitely let me know your opinions below. I think this was fun. I would like to do more things like this. So if you have any video suggestions, please let me know. I'm open to hearing anything. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out.